Hey bitches, welcome back to my channel. I'm sitting outside once again with the love of my life. How are you doing?
I'm hungry. I'm ready
I'm a
for
little
our
hungry
roast to
too.
be ready.
We are making a grass-fed tri-tip roast in the crock pot right now, and the whole house smells so delicious.
I'm
Like
so
our mouths are
excited.
watering. I want to talk about Avery Woods real quick.
Yeah.
Because I did not know, and I almost came on this video saying that Avery Woods is like just a complete moron. I'm not familiar with her content at all. So yesterday, after we talked about JACLYN on her podcast, a lot of people were in my comment section saying that Avery Woods actually has a lot of drama around her as well. Went looking for it over on TikTok, and the first thing that I came up with was another account with someone named Avery Woods. So there's Avery Catherine Wood, and then there's also Avery Woods, which is who we're talking about. Avery Catherine Woods is an idiot. I'm just gonna say that because the first video that I ever saw of her, like earlier today, was her holding up these two glass globes. I don't remember what company she said sent them to her. They're the skincare globes that you rub on your face. She literally started clapping them together and then had this look of shock on her face when they shattered in front of her. It's like, girl, are you that dumb? But after I saw that, I actually looked up the real account that is Avery Woods, and apparently she is a boy mom, and that is the drama that surrounds her, is that she is one of those people that has made a video and she talked about the love that she has for her son. There's a video clip out there where people think that she has more love for her son rather than her daughter. She has two kids.
This mom influencer is being blasted online for displaying favoritism to one of her two kids. This is Avery Woods, and if you didn't know, she kind of blew up on TikTok for doing like these vulgar voiceovers with her 2-year-old daughter. But she has two children. Her youngest is her daughter Stevie Lee, and her oldest is her son named Ziggy. Avery posted this video about a month ago, and it just randomly started getting traction about her son's preschool photos. I'm not going to show the whole video because it has pictures of her son, but people are having an issue with the intro before showing the pictures.
My boy moms feel me on this, but my son has my heart and my soul. I obviously am obsessed with Stevie Lee. She is just the greatest little girl in the world. But my whole life, I always wanted to be a boy mom. And I remember when I found out I was pregnant with him, and I was just ecstatic because I was such a tomboy growing up. Anyways, the whole point of me making this video is I had to share his preschool photo with you.
The comments under the video are just, oof. Someone writes, boy mom, isn't that for when you only have boys? Like, you have both, so wouldn't it just be a mom? My mom's a boy mom, I'm in therapy, and he's not. Hope this helps girly. Super cute, please update us when he starts dating because I feel like I can tell where this is going. This is how my mom was. We go weeks without talking now. She's gonna see this someday. You always find the most concerning things to say.
I've talked about the boy moms thing a little bit on my channel. Obviously there's a ton of boy moms out there. They're not all weird, but there are some that are incredibly weird. They go way too far.
I know that we joke around about RAWBEAUTYKRISTI and talk about how she like allows her son to continue to like sleep in the bed, and apparently he's still like breastfeeding. That to me is creepy. Not my journey. Don't have a kid. I mean, everyone else in the comment section said that if that's true, then that's really weird. I'm gonna tend to still believe that. I think that there are boy moms out there, like the ones that you see the videos of where they're like, his girlfriend might think that she was his first kiss, but in all reality, it was me. Gross,
that
bitch.
is disgusting and weird on so many levels. Like, no.
Creepy. You guys know, I have my notes right here. I came across this clip from her podcast where she was actually discussing this whole boy mom situation.
Anywho's is, where I'm going with this is someone asked about the boy mom video, and that's just something that I never wanted to talk about, but I will talk about it on the podcast because I feel like it's a safe space, and it's also been so long that I feel comfortable enough talking about it. Now, what's so weird to me is that boy mom video was up for a while before it ever started getting traction. I think it was like 2 weeks or something, right, Scott? I think it was up for like 2 weeks. Scott was sitting next to me in my car when I made that video. And first of all, if you are a parent of more than one child, you know it's impossible to love one child more than the other. I will never in my life love one of my children more than the other. It would never be possible. Now, what's crazy to me is that the first person that decided to stitch the video, cut it to like 4 seconds of, I think, almost a 2-minute video, and stitch the video talking shit about me, which is fine because I actually laugh and was talking to my friends about it, and I'm like, the people that try to gain a social media platform by bullying a creator is what really gets me. Is, you know, that's going to go viral, you know it's going to get a lot of attention, and you want that for your platform by dragging me down and having me get death threats to my family. That's what's so sad about it. And those people will never ever be successful. Brands will never want to work with them. They're not going to sign to a good talent agency. You are getting a reputation as a public bully. You're not going to be successful on social media, so stop trying. Which is why I don't like to talk about hate on platforms like TikTok and Instagram, because I'm not going to focus on that. I want to spread good, and I'm going to ignore people that don't like me for whatever reason that they made up in their head. Now, for the video about my son, it's actually comical to me because when I did Stevie vlogs, it was, I feel so bad for Ziggy. Ziggy's the left out child. He's never in any of these videos. Oh, poor Ziggy. No one loves Ziggy as much as Stevie. When I cut Stevie's bangs and I'm holding Stevie and I surprise David by opening the front door and David reacts to Stevie's bangs and he's like, oh my God, like freaking out. Like, oh my God, you cut her bangs. Like he's in shock. And Ziggy, I had to ask 2 times, like, Daddy, pick me up, pick me up. Oh, poor Ziggy. He's the forgotten child. We feel so bad for Ziggy. No one loves Ziggy as much as Stevie. Oh, but the tables turned when I made a video saying that, oh, I love my daughter and we're so close, but the love I have for my son, that was taken out of context of, oh, I love my son more than my daughter, because I said the type of love that a mom shares with their son is a different type of love.
But she also talked about, and what I picked up on, because I literally wrote it down, is that after this, I'm not going to watch her content anymore because she comes off like she is so full of herself and just thinks that she is like righteous among the rest. Like it makes sense actually now that JACLYN would go on her podcast to try to rewrite history, as well as Manny.
And don't forget James Charles. That's how I was introduced to Avery Wood. Is it Wood or Woods? Avery Woods, because I believe she had him on the podcast. They were rewriting history, and every podcast that I've watched, she literally just sits there and agrees with them, doesn't fact check anything they say.
Well, she was like, I know that we said that Avery Woods, like, thank God for her yesterday when she interviewed JACLYN Hill, just because JACLYN was able to actually get a word in edgewise, whether it was JACLYN telling a lie or not. But if you actually like watch that podcast and watch how she was speaking back to JACLYN, it was very ass kissy, almost like JACLYN was like royalty walking into her house. She told her that she actually bought some of her lipsticks. At the time, she didn't have money to buy the whole thing, so when she got the 2, she put them like in the freezer because she didn't want them to go bad. Also on this podcast, she was talking about her snark Reddit and how everyone that talks about her in a negative way is just a hater, they're jealous of her, all this kind of stuff. Apparently influencers, because we know JACLYN has a very popular snark Reddit.
Yeah, girl.
Tana has one. The Canceled Podcast, I believe, has one as well. Many influencers
Trisha used to have one.
Trishy Land, and it got removed. Well, apparently influencers, and I'm actually curious if Trisha is one of these, apparently they paid hundreds of thousands of dollars for Reddit to remove their snark Reddits. And Avery Wood says that she doesn't have to actually do that. She has a whole team of attorneys who are taking care of it for her.
Here's my question, right? And this is not me like throwing shade. I don't understand any reason why all of these social media influencers like James Charles, JACLYN Hill, Manny, and Laura, and all of them would go on her podcast, because she really doesn't have the reach like that. The only thing I can think of is this is a way for them to spread information they believe to be true without being fact-checked, and people just run with it. She knows the history of JACLYN Hill. I don't know how anybody could sit there and defend JACLYN Hill and just freely admit that you spent your money on something that was junk and be proud about it. That's so weird.
I want to say that her podcast, I don't know how many people are subscribed to the podcast, but she does have 2.2 million followers over on TikTok.
Oh, wow.
So she is somebody that people do talk about frequently. She says there's like all these channels that are like dedicated to her and just making like random videos.
I'm going to get this one over with because this is not something I've ever chosen to talk about for a reason. I don't like to talk about hate or certain things that I'm hated for or canceled for or Reddit, because it brings more attention to those things. And I've said it before, I'll say it again. Anyone that's on my Reddit is no supporter of me. I feel very lucky that I've had the self-control to never once ever gone on my own Reddit or snark page. I know it exists because I currently have an entire team of lawyers taking it down. They have one more strike and it will be eliminated forever, because they've done so many horrible illegal things, as well as made up so many lies about my family, which now I get to sue people for defamation of character, which is just so crazy. You know what's wild? I haven't even gotten to a question. I'm just on a Reddit rampage. Here's my thing is I know so many people that have paid hundreds of thousands of dollars to get their Reddit removed for a reason, because anybody that hates you can go on someone's Reddit or snark, say literally anything they want about you, and everyone that hates you will believe it. Where there's no proof of anything, you completely made it up just because you solely hate a human that you've never met. Imagine that. Imagine watching someone and every move that they do on every social media platform, it's giving obsessed, and then going on a hate page and venting your feelings about that person when you've never met them. It's so sad to me, and it's so sad that so many people participate in that. I think Reddit is the nastiest place on this earth. And I can say that because I've never been on my page, but because of us having to take legal action for certain things, I've seen what people have said. I've seen them leak the layout of my home, say what windows my children's bedroom are in so they can come murder my children. Those kind of things cross a line. It also crosses a line when you make up horrible rumors about our family, our marriage, my husband, discrediting his entire career, saying he got fired. LOL, that man's never been in trouble in his life. They begged him to stay at the police department. I hope you are all aware of that, because again, all of my haters still watch all of my shit. So they'll sit through an entire hour YouTube video, take clips of things that I say and take it out of context. It's really wild to me. So I don't like talking about hate, especially on TikTok or Instagram, because it brings more attention to it. Now, with that being said, I did not have to pay hundreds of thousands of dollars in order to get my Reddit removed, because all the moderators and people that participated in my Reddit did it themselves via copyright, legal issues, sharing minor things, sharing just so many insane lies that were proven untrue, that now my page is going to be taken down, which thank God for that. And Reddit is already flagged to eliminate all of the backup accounts, as well as Google to eliminate any searches for my snark or Reddit, so thank God for that.
She tried to say that this one lady has a whole TikTok account dedicated to just making videos about her and accidentally DM'd her from her like actual personal account. She's like, I know who you are, bitch. I know who your husband is, and I know you got kids, like all this kind of stuff.
So I had this nasty, nasty TikTok. It was all about me. Literally, they made their entire page just 3 to 5 videos a day. They would clip my, like, they were such a fan. They would watch my entire podcast, clip shit, post it, whatever. So she accidentally messaged me from her personal account. She's a mom of 4 in South Dakota. I know who you are. You're in nurse practitioner school. I know what your husband does.
Oh, God.
Yeah, legal things have happened. But I'm like, her bio is mom of 4, Psalm 3, whatever the fuck. And she had all 4 of her kids in her Facebook banner. I said, you make me scared for my kids to grow up in the world. Because if you're that nasty, how are you raising your kids?
Well, and it's like sick. You're doing it, but you have all these like qualms about how you're raising your kids or how you post content, whatever the fuck, and then you are publicly posting your children. Like, I don't understand. Like the correlation makes no sense. Like, how are you any different? Like from the monster you're making me out to be. Like, how are you any different from that? It's exhausting.
It really is. And I also want to be like, bitch, how do you have the time? You have 4 kids, bro. Like I don't have time to make 5 fake accounts all day just to leave nasty comments because I keep blocking you.
Like anyone that talks about her online, if she doesn't like the way that you're talking about her, she's probably going to try to have her legal team like silence you.
Oh, really?
That's like the vibe that I get from her. I understand the snark Reddit because I've been on a few snark Reddits before to just like pull tea on certain influencers. There's some nasty, vile shit that people say over on Reddit. I try to steer clear of Reddit other than that.
Girl, if she's crying over Reddit, let's be real. You would never last on Lipstick Alley or Guru Gossip.
The next person that I want to talk about is James Charles, because he's been getting talked about a lot over on TikTok. Ever since he tried to adopt the HRH collection personality, I actually think that he tries to speak a lot like Brooke Schofield, like in the things that he says. If you like really watch her in the series that she did about Clinton Kane or just her talking in general, very James Charles these days.
Girl, that's what James Charles' whole MO is. He copies everything that's popular at the moment, and that's how he got famous.
Well, a lot of people have been accusing him of trying to be HRH collection with the things that he says because they're just becoming more and more outlandish. He uploaded a video where apparently there are so many people that are making fake accounts and trying to slide into his DMs and say things like, I need you to unblock me, you're so funny, you're just like so well spoken, you are just like the greatest thing ever. And he uploaded a video responding to them and he said, no, I'm not gonna unblock you because obviously you were not here for my flop era, so you should not be here for my successful era. And the flop era that James Charles is responding to is when he was messaging underage boys and saying sorry to them in a video and saying that he was desperate. That's the flop era that I'm assuming.
That's not a flop era, that's criminal era.
Yeah, girl, honestly, it should be a prison flop era.
Now that people have randomly decided that I am funny again, I've been seeing a large influx of DMs of people being like, oh my God, James, please unblock me. Like, I'm so sorry. I think you're so funny now. Like, I love you again. Please, I need to see your content on my For You page. No. Because here's the thing about me, okay, I love blocking people. Love it, absolutely love. Best feature on social media. I am never going to pretend like I'm one of the influencers that is above blocking people, that doesn't care to read hate comments, that it doesn't bother them. No! Oh my God! You think you're going to come onto my Apple iPhone 15 Pro Max and my AT&T phone subscription that I pay $100 a month for and leave me a hate comment? Here in my perfectly curated little universe that I control the narrative of? No! You've lost your goddamn mind, okay? If you could not be with me during my flop era, then you don't deserve to be here at my slay era, and you are blocked for a reason because you obviously decided to leave some whack-ass, nasty-ass comment, and now this is the price you pay. Because here's the thing, and I said this in a live stream a couple of days ago, and the clip went really viral, so I'm saying it again. If you are leaving public hate comments, that is loser behavior, absolute loser behavior to be a public hater. Now, let me clarify again, okay? Just like I'm not above blocking, I'm also not above hating. Nope. One of my favorite hobbies. Love being a hater. I'm a hater through and through. Always have been, always will be, okay? But I do that shit in private with my close friends. Okay, if I see a video on my For You page of somebody doing something weird, embarrassing, or I just want to laugh at somebody, I send that shit via DM or text message. My friends and I giggle back and forth, and that's it. It's over with, okay? To leave a public hate comment on a video just to make a creator feel bad about themselves is weird. You're weird, and it's always the people with anonymous profiles as well. You're too scared to leave a comment under your own face and name because we all know you have poorly colored hair, okay, bad extensions, hideous eyeliner that is way too big for your eyes, a Bible verse in the bio, or long live Grandma Nona. Stand up and reveal yourself, because you better bet I'm gonna leave you the nastiest hate coming back that you've ever received in your entire life, and you can't handle it. That's why people do it, okay? Because they need to feel better about themselves. So, as I said beforehand, if you are blocked, it's for a reason, and you reap what you sow. Don't be a hater next time.
I'm just curious as to who exactly is DMing James Charles or having their friends DM James Charles asking to have him unblock them. Because it's not funny. It's truly not. It's that you want to see that girl. There's another white twink on the fucking app that you can find talking the exact same way.
I have a really hard time believing that this is actually happening. This sounds like James is trying to sow seeds to get people to like. It's just another way of him to try to save face with the public.
Are the DMs in the room with us? Are there actual people?
You know, honestly, I'm surprised that he's not responding to the messages, because that's one of the things that he actually likes to do.
No, yeah, age and bio.
That's what it is.
Too old, probably gray hair.
But the people are pissed because he's going over on TikTok Live calling people fatties. I have been tagged so many times of him and the whole fatty talk. Like,
that's like his thing now. I've seen several clips of him just in different videos, not on live streams, where he has been calling people fatties for some reason. Rather be fat than a predator. The only thing I'm predatoring is some food, bitch. Some hot wings. The next thing that I have written down on my list is Michael's Craft Store. And now, I know normally wouldn't talk about Michael's Craft Store. It used to be a big place when we were growing up. I'm actually surprised that they are still around, because every time you go into one, the stores really don't look like they've been updated in any way. It's like you're still stuck in the 90s.
It's like Joann's.
Girl, they're getting called out right now. The artists are not happy with them, because it has been let out that they are apparently like using AI programs to create the art that they are selling in their store. So much so that when you actually look at the paintings and get close to them, you can see like the website printed on the actual photo, and the artists aren't happy.
I saw online this morning that Michael's may be using AI art for their Halloween line. When I walked in, sure enough, all of the Halloween was out, but there was one piece in particular that I was looking for. Right off the bat, I noticed how poor quality this art piece was. The trees in the back were horrendously blurry. I don't remember wolves having 3 front legs either. Sure enough, clear as day, right at the bottom, you can see a robot logo, as well as a Free Pick logo. Free Pick is an AI photo and art creating website. This is so disappointing. It's also so obvious. As a store that specializes in selling art supplies and has a customer base of artists, you should be supporting real artists, Michael's.
I think that Michael's should be canceled for this, because they should be supporting local artists and allowing them to sell their art in the store.
They should be canceled for multiple reasons, not just the artist's work, right? The quality. Did you see that? Are you going to put it in the TikTok that we're talking?
It was really bad.
I would not buy that. They should be ashamed. Like, Michael's, where did you fall off, and why did you fall off so hard?
Maybe they have to do that because maybe not enough people are shopping there now. So I mean, like, we can't.
Well, girl, AI is really ruining a lot of things for artists. But do you remember just a couple months ago when Megan Thee Stallion and Nicki Minaj were going back and forth, and Nicki dropped that AI artwork thinking it was something like, girl.
Megan dropped it right back because that album has AI as well.
Yeah, it does.
And the next person that I want to talk about is Glamzilla. And we haven't talked about Glamzilla in a while on this channel. I feel like she's really been like keeping out of the drama. She's back to lying. She's being accused of being a big old liar over on TikTok. She has a new way of going about hiding her sponsorships, at least in my opinion. I took some screenshots for you guys. We know that influencers love to not disclose over on TikTok or YouTube for that matter. But on TikTok, they love to put at the bottom of their description, hashtag whatever partner of the product that it is. Well, now Glamzilla is posting these lengthy ass descriptions.
Diatribes.
To the point, girl, a whole an essay is what she's putting underneath her videos, and then you get all the way to the bottom, and the last thing that you see is hashtag partner. Now, these are, of course, all products that she absolutely loves and cannot live without, and they are the most amazing thing ever, and she's just giving you guys the most amazing tips to use on your own face. But girl, you trying to be sneaky, Glamzilla?
You know she is Canadian. I don't know how their laws work there, but it's my understanding that they may even have stricter laws than here in America. Yeah. So I'm pretty sure she knows that she's breaking the law. Stephanie, you know you're breaking the law. We have been talking about this for years. JACLYN Hill, Nikki Tutorials, James Charles, Manny MUA. You know who's habitual about that? Laura Lee.
Yes.
Laura Lee is the
It's
worst.
because FTC never does anything to these people, actually. They go after, like, the influencers that are talking about food and, like, Poppy and all of that, which they should go after them. But, I mean, beauty influencers, from what I have seen, that community is, like, the biggest bunch of ever when it comes to sponsorship.
Yeah, like it's a treasure trove.
Yes.
It is. And
They
you know
all
who
do
else
it.
does it too? The fitness influencers. They're
Oh, yeah.
always sponsored and they
Oh,
don't
yeah.
ever
Girl,
disclose.
a
Ever.
lot of the fitness influencers, and I'm not saying this about all of them before people are down in my comment section, but a lot of them, we learned this from Brittany Dawn, that a lot of them just get like a template, start taking things from other people, piecing it together in their own way, and that's what they sell to people for hundreds upon hundreds of dollars. They prey on people that want to look better and people that want to lose weight.
You know what my favorite undisclosed sponsorship of all time is? I seen it the other day. I can't remember who did it, but you're going to know when I say it. There's Bloom everywhere, girl. Bloom. It's always in the background of every single video. It's linked down below.
It is.
They never disclose.
I remember with Bloom, they were getting called out when Alex Earl was like blowing up and was like the hottest thing on TikTok. Bloom was working with a bunch of smaller creators, and then all of a sudden when they brought Alex Earl on, people got dropped. People weren't getting paid, allegedly. I don't know if they still haven't, but
there's still people out there
turned a lot of people
supporting it.
against
Somebody
Bloom.
got paid.
I don't know about those like little green superfood mixes into drinks. I feel like I always buy them and then I just forget that they're there, and I never ever use them.
I never buy them. I just take vitamins every day.
Honestly, I don't think there's ever going to come a time when an influencer, specifically beauty influencers, do disclose. I still don't understand why they don't, because if somebody is like a true supporter of you, they're going to want to like support that product, whatever you're talking about, if they can at that time. I feel it's really grimy to just put it all the way at the bottom, and it's the fact that they know and the brands that work with them know that that is not the proper way to actually disclose it, and they're okay with it.
You know what? I think honestly, the brands that support this, because they have to okay it, they should be fined just as much as the creator doing it.
Just like in Lashgate with Michaela, somebody had to okay that.
Yeah.
Imagine how many other things she's lied in.
Several, probably several hundred, if not thousands at this point.
All right, and with all that said, everyone, that is it for this video. We hope that you did enjoy it. Please leave us a sunshine emoji down below, and we will see you guys all in the next video. Bye.